Example of IBM's Edge Fabric, and we're going to use the software-defined radio example. This is a sample code that's provided by the Edge Fabric team, but let me give you a quick overview of what it does. So out on the edge, we have a small device that has an antenna attached and a couple of machine learning models running on it via Docker containers. And what they do is it scans radio frequencies to find the best talking radio stations, a spoken word. It extracts audio clips out of those and then passes those clips up to the cloud. And once they get up to the cloud, what happens is those audio clips are turned into text using Watson speech to text. And then the Watson natural language understanding service is applied to determine sentiment on the words in the text. And then that information is saved into a database, and then there's a web UI that helps visualize what was done, what was discovered. So let's get started. Okay, let me show you the device that we're going to use in this edge computing example. First of all, I have this Raspberry Pi, just a very small computer. It's very powerful. It has HDMI outputs, a gigabyte of memory, USB outputs, Ethernet, wireless LAN. Here's the SD card that has the operating system and the software that's already been loaded onto it. So I'm going to power that with this battery that's attached to a board. And the board allows me to power it on and off and also to recharge the battery. That just sits on top of those pins. And then I have a display that I want to attach, this little 3.5-inch touch screen. I'm actually not even going to need this for this demonstration, but for future development, we're going to definitely need some sort of a screen that we can interact with to validate that things are running. It all snaps together like this. And then, because this demonstration we're going to be receiving radio signals and processing those, I have this RF antenna that plugs into one of the USB ports right here. So that's the fully assembled device. And then I have a little switch here that I can power it on with, and then things should boot. So let me do that right now. There's the power. Screen comes on. And we should see it booting up here in just a second. And that should boot up into a GUI display here in just a second once the computer comes up. Yep, so there's the X Windows desktop. So we can, like as I said, we can use the screen however we see fit. For this particular demonstration, we don't actually need it at all. So the stuff at the bottom of the picture, we already have running now. We just fired up the Edge device, and because it had previously been registered, the Docker images that implement those machine learning models to do the audio capture, they fire up and they just start working. I'm not going to show you those commands I did to do the registration, but they weren't very difficult. Now that our device is fired up and capturing audio, we can validate that things are working by running this command that basically just watches for messages to hit that IBM Message Hub queue. And the ones that say SCA in them are coming from my device. There's another one running out there somewhere that's also sending messages, and we see those as well. A more interesting way of viewing these results is with this map application that's also provided. So if you look at the red dots, there's several people in the country who have implemented the same example that I have. There I am outside of Washington, D.C. If you click on my queue, you see the keywords that have been captured out of the audio clips and the sentiment that has been associated with them. So you can sort the columns by when it was the last capture and see that we've gotten some that are just 4 minutes after I powered on that device. So that's the end of the demonstration. I hope it's been interesting. I know I'm personally excited about the possibilities that this platform presents for developing other machine learning models and deploying them out at the edge. Thank you very much.